Welcome to Leads and Leverage, Real Estate Team Leader Lounge, where success in real estate meets passion-driven leadership. I'm your host, Tyler Gibson. I'm an entrepreneur, real estate team leader, and investor, and I'm thrilled to have you join us in the ultimate hub for real estate excellence. In this exclusive lounge, we're diving deep into strategies, tactics, and stories that fuel the success of real estate teams. Whether you're a seasoned pro looking to take your leadership skills to new heights or an aspiring entrepreneur ready to build your own powerhouse team, this podcast is your go-to resource for insider insights and actionable advice. Get ready to hear from top experts, industry pioneers, and real-world achievers who are making waves in the real estate world. We'll explore the best practices, share invaluable lessons learned, and equip you with tools you need to thrive in today's competitive market. Welcome to the lounge, where leaders are made and success is earned. Come on in to the Real Estate Team Leader Lounge. Hello and welcome to Leads and Leverage, the Real Estate Team Leader Lounge. With me today in the lounge, I have Brett Rosenthal with the Revolve Philly Group, brokered by Compass in the Philadelphia area. I'm so excited to have Brett with me here today. He's had an incredible career over the last 6 years, selling hundreds of homes. He's grown a team of 9 agents. They service all of the Philly area. And recently, he was on the cover of Real Producers Magazine there, as well as his team was named by Real Trends as one of the top 1,000 mid-sized teams for units sold. So excited to hear from him and learn about his journey and his team and how he's equipping them for success. So thank you so much for being here today, Brett.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure, and we'll tell on ourselves a little bit. This is the second time we're having this conversation because I forgot to press record the first time, so it's fun. But as I've already heard a little bit of your story and would love for you to share a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got started in real estate.
Okay, so basically, I'll do it a little different this time. My entire family was in real estate, or most of my family was in real estate. So growing up, I would be at the dinner table listening to I hate that realtor. Why is she doing? And there wasn't cell phones, so everything was harder. And I never wanted to be a real estate agent. I even worked at a real estate office in high school on the weekend when you actually had to call the real estate agency to make appointments because it was before cell phones and showing time and stuff like that. And 95% of the agents that called me to set these appointments were just not very friendly. So I never wanted to be a real estate agent. I ended up going to law school. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer, the type of law that I wanted to do. I realized you just don't make any money doing. So I tried a couple other types of law and I just didn't like it. Moved to New York City. I got a job for technology and a internet and sales related telecom, internet services. I was on a team. I loved it. Had a great experience, met millions of people, did really well. And eventually, once that died out, I was convinced to pretty much get into real estate from family. And I did it. I didn't think I would like it. And I actually do. And I wish I would have done it earlier, basically.
Why did you decide to go into it after having so many years of not wanting to do real estate?
I think I was at the point where I was sick of doing what I was doing and I didn't know what else to do. So why not try it? And I did actually at the very beginning try it on a part-time. I was doing something else. So I don't know. It was more just I'll try it. Why not?
Was there a person that kept nagging you about it, or was it just a voice in the back of your head that wouldn't leave you alone?
I mean, I wouldn't say anyone was nagging me, but my parents always had said, you should do it. You'll do really well in it. Try it. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you developed your business, and then how long before you started your team?
I got into the business, I guess it's been about 6 years. And when I got into the business, I listened to everything that everybody told you to do, including training, going to every single training possible, the best training in the world. We have the best training. This is the best training. You have to go to this training. And I got out of trainings and I was I have no idea what to do. And now I'm stressed out about all the things I learned in training and I don't know what to do. And I pretty much eventually just went out on my own, didn't listen to anyone, started with really small sales, $15,000 pieces of land to investors who ended up buying 7 pieces of land and then building houses on them and giving me the listings. And it kind of got me in like a routine. It was almost like a workout where I just started selling and was moving. And I was moving at a pace I think that works well for a realtor. I wasn't turning anything down. I was selling big things, small things, everything. And it got to the point where it got so busy that I couldn't handle everything I was doing. And the way to take some of the load off of me was to start a team. I also liked training people based on what I just went through. So I started the team because I wanted to help other people, and I also couldn't handle everything I had.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the team. You have 9 agents now. You guys cover all of all of the Philly area. Tell me a little bit about your team philosophy and what sets you guys apart there in the Philly real estate market.
So as a team, my philosophy is you're your own person and you have to market yourself. And this has to be a career where this is a long-term solution. You're not working for a team, you're working for yourself. The team is just like the mechanism to do it together, to have someone to talk about who's doing the same exact things, to give like things that are working, to basically kind of like a sports team where you're helping each other out to get through a goal. But ideally, it's you. And if you're not working and the entire team is working, it's not going to really help you so much. And again, my philosophy is that 87 or 88% of realtors today don't make it. And they're all doing the same exact training. That's the best training in the world. And I just felt that didn't work for me. There's got to be another way to do it. So I try to bring to my team ways that have worked for me, ways that I think work today that maybe didn't even have the ability to work years ago for the agents that are telling you now what to do. And I try to bring that in. And with our client, my goal as a team is to treat your clients with gold. They come first. They come before you're the mortgage lender trying to have them use you, the title company trying to have them use you. Your goal is to take care of your clients. And I think what sets at least me apart, that's the first goal.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about your team. Do you go after new agents? Do you guys bring on experienced agents? What's kind of been your growth model for your team as you look to, because I assume you want to grow and scale it?
Yeah, so I don't have one particular thing I'm looking for. I'll take an agent that's been in the business for a while, and I'll also take a brand new agent. I think what set me apart is I started taking all new agents because I felt like I was just new and I felt like I could teach them to do what I just did. And some of the older agents who have been doing it for years and have jumped around from team to team to team, there's a reason why they jumped around from team to team to team. And some of them are burnt out. And so honestly, I prefer someone who's brand new in the business. It doesn't mean that I won't look at other people, but I just think new is good.
Well, that's great. Yeah, they don't have any bad habits, right?
Exactly.
And you get to coach them and mentor them. Tell me a little bit about your approach to coaching and mentoring new agents to help them achieve that instant success in the industry that everybody's looking for.
Right. So again, like 87% of agents fail. And I personally think it's because you send them into these trainings and then you just say, go. And there's no half of the people bringing them onto teams or brokerages are sitting in their office or going out to coffee with other people trying to bring them to the company rather than doing things. So our team has a group chat where we basically, if there's any questions, you put it in there within seconds. It's responded to. You're not just getting my opinion, you're getting other people's opinion. And my approach is if you need help doing anything or want me to come with you, I go with you. If you want to come with me, you come with me. It's more like hands-on versus sit in that class and learn how to draft a contract. 4 hours. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you have a group chat and everybody chimes in. Talk to me a little bit about how do you foster a positive team culture within the Revolve Philly Group? And is that important for the success? How important is that?
Yeah, definitely. Again, you are working for yourself, I think, ultimately, but it's important to keep the team positive and the team involved. I've had agents who were so selfish and self-centered and were doing things with clients that was actually making the team look bad. And I can't have that because, again, ultimately, the client is who we're working for. But to keep the team involved, we like to do happy hours. We like to get together. We have team meetings, and we say the good and the bad. So we're pretty honest. Like if something going on, whether it's another agent that's treating them horribly, it goes in the group chat. If it's a client situation that's difficult, it goes in the group chat, and we all just talk about different ways to do it. Because again, my way is not necessarily the right way. There's different ways to do things.
I love that. Well, what are some of the goals and aspirations you have for the Revolve Philly Group in the coming years?
So personally, I just want to keep growing myself as a realtor while I help others. But I'd say we have 2 or 3 people on the team right now that are on the right track to become really successful agents. They're doing all the right things. And if I could get another 4 or 5 of those to help themselves grow their own careers, because I think once you grow your own career and you see that this is like a long-term thing, it actually makes you happy and you start to really appreciate what you're doing.
So talk to me a little bit about the Philly real estate market. What do you see happening there? And I know that there's been a lot of conversation recently about the NAR settlement. Tell me a little bit about how do you plan to adapt and innovate with what's happening there in Philly, and tell us a little bit about what's happening there.
Okay. So Philadelphia, as far as a market is, to me, I don't know too much else, but to me, it's like the ideal market because you're getting people that are actually moving here to live, that already live in the area, maybe that we're renting, but you're also getting people from Boston, New York City, DC, who are paying too much money and basically can't afford to live there anymore, who are like coming to Philly and making Philly their home. So it's like a great area for people moving here. And then with the amount that they're building and the investors, and you can come in and invest for not that much money and make a profit on it still. It's not New York City. So as a market, to me, it's great. If you see like what they're building here just daily, it's amazing. As far as the settlement, I don't think anyone really knows exactly what's going to happen, but there is going to be a change, and I actually love change, but there's people that'll just complain about it every single day, which is probably the people that won't be in the business long term. I'd say out of my business, 80% of it is listings and sellers. So for me, I think if anything, it's just going to be better because I'm used to doing it and I could control with my client what's going to happen. For people that are just taking Zillow leads and running around like Uber drivers and showing houses, it's going to be challenging because you are going to have to present something to clients saying this is what's going to happen, or you might even have to collect money from them, not physically, but like in a contract saying you're going to pay me, and not everybody is going to be able to do that. But I do think like ultimately it's needed. Buyer agents are needed. It's just going to be a matter of who's creative and the way to get it done, or basically the market falling on its face and people realizing, wow, it was better the way it was. Let's figure out some kind of medium and make it work. But again, for me, I think it's only going to be better because I'm doing mostly listings, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I love that. So we're running up against the clock. So I do have maybe just a couple more questions, and then we'll say goodbye to the audience. But if you had a chance to sit down with the top team leader in your marketplace or someplace, and you got a chance to ask him a question, what would you ask?
So I guess the first question is define a top team leader.
Well, the highest volume producing team leader with the most agents.
Okay, yeah. So the most agents doesn't really matter to me because usually what I see in teams is like the top.
Well, it's the 80-20 rule, right?
Okay. I would just say, how did you get more than yourself to more individuals other than yourself to be full-time producers long-term and not ignore the other people on your team?
That's a great question. Awesome. Well, I'm going to make note of that because next time I have somebody great on here that's got 20 agents doing $10 million a year, I'm going to ask them that question. So I appreciate you share that with me. What's the goal for this year? What's the goal for 2024?
To take the 2-3 producers that I have and continue to grow, help them grow. And again, if I could get two more every single year that are like growing their career, every single year. I think that's what ultimately will build a strong team. So get a couple more people, whether it's new people or people I already have going.
Yeah. And if somebody's listening to this and they're in Philly and they get a license and they're looking for a team and they're interested in learning more about you, where should they go find you?
So I have a really embarrassing Instagram name that I made accidentally, and now I can't get rid of it, but it's topphillyrealtor.com, or I'm sorry, at topphillyrealtor. I'm also on TikTok with tons of people following me at Brett Rosenthal Realtor. Those are probably the two best places to find me, and our website is revolve-philly.com, but definitely reach out to me. I'm easy to get a hold of.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. And for those of you that tuned in to listen to the podcast today, thanks so much for checking it out. If you enjoyed this, give us a like, give us a follow, and we'll see you next time here in the Team Leader Lounge. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Leads and Leverage. I hope you found our conversation insightful and actionable. Remember, success in real estate is not just about transactions. It's about the relationships you build, the teams you lead, and the impact you make in the lives of others. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to stay connected with our community of real estate leaders and entrepreneurs, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us bring you more valuable content and guests. Don't forget to visit our website, gpghome.com/leads and leverage for additional resources, show notes, and exclusive updates. You can also follow me on Instagram at real_Tyler Gibson to join the conversation and connect with like-minded individuals. See you next week.